Hello, essential oil enthusiast. Today I want to talk to you about doing skin patch testing. We want to do skin patch testing when we're concerned about a possible allergy or sensitivity to an essential oil. It could be that you're having a reaction to an essential oil blend and you need to determine which essential oil it is that you're having a reaction to, or you're introducing a brand new essential oil that you've never worked with and you want to test it on yourself or a loved one to see if there's any sensitivity or any reaction to that. So I have a link that I've included for skin patch test instructions. It's a little PDF handout here, walks you through it, but I'm going to walk you through it so you can see what that looks like live. So I'm going to use Clary Sage as an example today. Not everybody's going to have an allergy to Clary Sage, but maybe someone does. Maybe you've been around Clary Sage in the past and you're not sure how you're going to respond. Maybe when you initially smell that, you open up the cap and you take a whiff and you're like, it's different. Maybe there's a little tingling in the nose or something that you feel, okay, I'd like to check this out. Am I sensitive to this? Am I allergic to this? So I use these little graduated medicine cups. They sometimes come with over-the-counter or prescription medications. You can also get them on Amazon for pretty inexpensively, usually in lots of like 100 or 250 or something. You may not need quite that many, but stick them in a drawer. You'll probably come around to using them. So for Clary Sage, let's assume that I was going to do a standard dilution for body massage or just for general topical application. I probably would want to use something like 2%. So that's going to look like 2 drops, 1, 2, in 5 milliliters or a teaspoon of a carrier oil. So I'm going to use a little bit of grapeseed oil here. So let's bring that up to the 5 ml measuring mark. Now, that's assuming that I was just going to put this on the skin. I'm ready to use Clary Sage. But let's also then assume that I'm going to want to do a patch test for this. So we're going to add 2 more drops here. So we're going to bring that up to 1, 2. So now we've got 4 drops or 4% of Clary Sage in 5 milliliters of grapeseed oil. To do the patch test, you're going to take a little bit of this out. I'm going to go ahead and open up my Band-Aid here. Something to keep in mind when you're using Band-Aids, some of us have latex allergies or sensitivities. Don't use latex for this project. So I'm going to pull my sleeve up just a little bit, and I'm going to add a little bit of a drop about halfway between my wrist and the crease here at my elbow. So somewhere in here where I've got some pretty nice sensitive skin, I'm literally just going to dip my finger into this little medicine cup. I'm going to put just a little drop right here. And then I'm going to take, it's easier when you have a buddy system, but it's just me. So I'm going to put this Band-Aid on right there. And I'm going to leave that Band-Aid on for the next 12 hours. I'm going to come back in 12 hours. I'm going to take the Band-Aid off, just peel up the corner of it, and I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to see if there's any redness to the skin tone. I want to look for if there's any raised bumps or ridges or anything on the skin. If it looks like there's a little something there, I'm going to put the Band-Aid back on it and leave it on for another 12 hours, so for a total of 24 hours from the time that I first put it on, and see if that doesn't cook out a little something more. This I recommend for people, especially those who have like multiple chemical sensitivities, and maybe they're using essential oils for the first time in a long time. Usually with MCS, you have to go years between using essential oils for that to really work its way through the system. And so if you're just dipping your toes back into using essential oils after a long break, I would do this even with something really simple and really gentle like lavender, and see how you feel. See how this, if you're having any reaction. If you're having any itching or something, I'd go ahead and quit before the 12-hour mark, before the 24-hour mark. Take it off with some warm soap and water. Clean it up really well. If you end up having a histamine response, you could use a topical antihistamine type of product that you can get at your local pharmacy, something that you would probably use for a bug bite, mosquito bite, that type of thing anyway. They come in gels, creams, sprays, you're covered. But that would be if you're having a reaction. If you don't have a reaction, I would proceed at the original lower dose. So what we do with the patch test is that we challenge it by using twice what we would plan on using topically. So in this case, Clary Sage, I'm going to use it at 2%, but I'm going to patch test it at 4%. This is not going to work if you're talking about topicals that are known skin sensitizers. Lemongrass, for example, you need to keep that under 1%. So I would not double that. I would go ahead and use the standard guideline for lemongrass or Mai Chong or cinnamon leaf, something like that, one of those more aggressive skin sensitizers. Known irritants, they like to have contact allergens anyway. Use the lowest dose possible for the age range and see how it does. I wouldn't use essential oils on children for a patch test for essential oils that are not recommended for that age range. Common sense, but I like to put it out there. So I hope this video has been educational for you. If you've got questions, shoot them in the comments. Thanks. Take care.